Okay, lads. Quest for hunters continues. And this dude is tempting. If only that ranged defense was melee skill, this dude would be an amazing duelist. But for what we're trying to achieve for this playthrough, we don't really need that. I mean, he's objectively a good brother who's worth hiring, but I have a very, very particular idea of what I'm trying to do. Should we start looking at tips to see if we can't maybe get a legendary or two? Not quite. We don't really yet have a group of lads who are strong enough to go into a ruin and go after legendaries. Once we have our 4 archers, we'll be in a better spot. Russian asked to enter Brock the War Dog. Nope, never. So it's coming up on 1,600 or 1,700 hours of playing this game. I've never said yes to fighting a dog, and I never will. I don't even want to know what the outcome of that is. Dog fighting is just completely unthinkable. Wait, is the weapon loadout correct? It is. We've got so Gungnir needs another level up until he can get Hammer Mastery. Manual has the Warhammer. Oh yeah. Ration, Military Cleaver, Verondox, Pick, Herbert Schnickson. Yeah, he's going to be a spear tank. Mac will be a sword tank, excuse me. Aegis, Warhammer. Ikri, Polearm user. Lavitsmere, the other Warhammer lad. I still can barely quite believe that we were able to pick up 2 warbows for 2,600 gold each. That's incredible. I don't think I've ever really even seen a Warhammer for that cheap before. The front line here and the back line, yeah. Some of these lads are actually going to have to be at height disadvantage. But be that as it may. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shot. So none of these lads are carrying armor that it's worth daggering them for. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on that pick. But other than that, it's all good. Ow! Fucking javelin, you dickhead. Yeah, let's move Verondox out of there. He shouldn't be at height disadvantage. That's no good. Oh, look at that. Just one shot his armor. Hold the line, lads. Actually, whoopsie, I thought that was going to be the push ability. Okay, that was a waste. Silly. Oh. Oh, whoops. Oh, God, come on. Snakes are being made. Oh lol, the bleeding. Forgot about that. Now going there will pull this raider into height advantage there. We don't want. Oh, stabbed. You go to your axes instead. Easy. Oh! I'm so glad they introduced these war forks. It was a very necessary addition. I mean, going from a just a pitchfork to a pike is a hell of a big gap. That'll do. Easy. Nope, we're paid to return it. This is for a southern house. It's going to take us quite a while and quite a lot of work for the southern house to eventually become allied with them, which is a goal. I don't need any of this stuff, I don't think. I am going to save that for the archers that I'm going to be hiring. Let's see here. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. And I don't think I need the extra military pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 7 spears will do. Hunt down what terrorizes, but this is a 3 skull, so we've got to be a little bit careful. I wonder if a drink isn't in order. I don't think so. Morale's pretty high. Oh, hello, thieves. That's the same thieves that have been running around here since day 20. Kind of on principle, I don't want to take them out now. They've earned the right to live on the southern side of the map. Habit smear. Yeah, just spears. Spears are the way to go. I mean, even a Warhammer, it's 30 to 40. We're doing 45 to 50 instead. All the rest of you. Warbows, that'll do. It is night time, so I'll wait till day comes along though. Yeah, that's a lot of webknechts. But the lads are getting fairly accurate. How many of these little buggers can we kill every turn? Done, Nanimaru. Ah. Center of the formation still holding strong. Why do I say stuff like that? Well, I mean, this is probably the easiest of all of the enemy types that could have been. We know that dire wolves can be really scary. Is the music too loud again? I think the music is too loud. Like, dire wolves is the most difficult, then nachters, then these little spidery buggers. Oh, unlucky. Can only Maru doing the thing. Let's see here, fatigue wise, Tobit sneaks in. We'll let Tobit breathe for this turn. One, two, three, four, five, six. So we killed 6. Here we go. Here comes all the web bullshit. Interesting choice by the doggo to run and try to get that reinforcement. I mean, this will get a lot easier once we start getting lads that have berserk. We're not quite there yet. Ah. So glad I stockpiled these spears. That's dodging, boys. I don't think Animaru has missed an axe yet. Only 74 accuracy. That is the beauty of the throwing weapons from so close up. I mean, we've seen in plenty of my playthroughs in the past where we've gotten killed because we underestimated a quote-unquote easy enemy type. I think like we've actually had like two seasons end by Nachtzer. But the thing with the Nachtzer is you tend to either stomp them or they mess you up. It's usually not a very even fight. Tends to be a stomp either way. And when we have this many dogs, that's helping us as well. And if you think of that last time the company got wiped by Nachters, we were actually winning that fight. We just had 2 rounds where we missed a few crucial hits, Then the Nachtze's got a few feeds off, got from level 2 to level 3. Then all of a sudden, for every level 3 Nachtze on the field, that means there's one less brother of yours on the field because they eat your brothers. And then all of a sudden, the battle it can turn on its head in a hurry. I remember going into that fight thinking we'll be fine, and then we were fine until we weren't. Scary shit. But I truly don't mind this kind of fight. You can never have too much of the spider silk kicking about your inventory. Especially in the map like we have here, where there's a decent amount of access to nets. Ah. Do these little spiders have footwork? I don't think they do. I've never seen them use footwork. Ah, there you go. There's my answer. Yes, they do have footwork. But I do note that the programming for the AI generally seems to, even if they want to flee, if you catch them in melee range, then they'll stop fleeing. And they'll stand and fight. I don't know. I don't know they actually digest the brother. The only way I've lost a brother to a level 3 is if they swallow a brother and then they flee and you can't stop them from getting away, because then, you know, they just take him off the map and the brother stays swallowed and died. If there is an answer to that question, I would like to know. Although I'm not even sure it does work like that, because when a brother is in a level 3 Nachtze, they're not taking damage every turn. But that might not necessarily be connected. Levitt Smear, you got Hammer Mastery. You do now. Where's all the bloody bandages, lads? I'm liking the look of this chick. 66 at 5 and 17 at 5 is pretty encouraging. Awesome. And Levitsmir's, I've got 2 heavy Warhammer users. I'm going to use these guys on the outside flanks. It's quite encouraging. Warwolf, as expected, not a great archer, but he'll be okay. 66 at 6 is a bit... It's a bit poo. But it'll have to do. Coman. His resolve isn't what I would like it to be, but the fact that he is a cultist is an added bonus. I think so, Levitsmir. I just leveled him up. I just gave him Hammer Mastery using a war pick. And then hopefully we can come across a few more bandit leaders that will be carrying Warhammers. So far, Emmanuel is the only one using the Warhammer. I can't wait to see what kind of damage we can do with 4 Warhammers on the field. See, Gungnir, next level up you can start using a hammer. What I want is for Tobit Schnickson and Fulmac to be in reserve. I want these lads getting levels. But then that means that Aegis needs to be on the front line and level 4 is too low. Ikri's a polearm user. Okay, once Aegis hits level 7, he can go to the front line. Look at that, 44 melee defense, even with a wooden shield, or the round shield. Okay, that's interesting to know. Thanks, Dolmar. So I'm assuming then it goes no damage to the brother, no damage, no damage, no damage, 9 turns, ticks, bam, dead. But if you have a brother who's in a Nachtze's belly for 9 turns, things have gone so fucking badly for you. Nimble is important. Onimaru. Could go for Berserk. I've already got Recover, but I think it's time to go for Bullseye at 7. Bow Mastery at 8, and then that's going to make him better at hunting enemy marksmen. That being said, should I just pick up Nimble now? I mean, it would be such a travesty if you just ended up getting straight up killed by, you know, like one stray hit from an Orc warrior could one-shot him, so... Right, command the Bannerman. You've already got a fortified mind and ready the troops. I'm actually going to take Polar Mastery so you can move 2 squares and still attack. And of course the reduction in fatigue usage is useful as well. Not to mention that eventually he'll have bags and belts and access to other polearm types if he needs them. Cash money! Righto. But to reach professional renown, we need another, what, 250-ish. Then from raiding parties, I already don't like these missions. Mostly because you can't really control what it is you're fighting, and more importantly, when you're fighting it. Once I have my 4 archers up and running, then I'll be more than happy to take on a fight like that. Okay, so these Iron Will potions... we shall give to 2 of the frontline lads. We got a decent mix of bandages and Iron Will potions. Not using the pike. You should be using that pike. 69 here. Aegis has got decent potential. 69 at level 4 and 17 at level 4. Just his fatigue and hit points could be better. If only that star in range defense was in fatigue. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, it's not worth the risk. This is 3 skull unholds. If there was some way to reliably pull those unholds into some reinforcements, then that's a lot more doable. But without that, the juice is not worth the squeeze. It's far too risky. Bear in mind, we are still looking for archers. Could try... no, I want a hunter and a... They're called again? A bowyer. Whoa! Here we go! Look at that! Bright, tough... This is going to be an incredible torturer. Please let him roll base high. Not bad, 52. 52 and 3 stars is 3 to 4, so let's call it 35 on average. So 87 at level 11 on average, maybe even more, 90 odd. Oh yeah, oh yes. Love it. Okay, so where's my name submission? Let's try a page 1 name. Well, one of the old veterans, number 29, Pumulus Tristus. Is that right? Pumulus Tristus. Now, what's his number? This is going to be probably reserve torturer. I'm going to split up my tanks and my torturers. Reserve tank full mech. So full mech must become 18. So this is number 16. Give me this. This does mean I need to get rid of number 17 and number 18. Fulmak and Turbochnixon need to be replaced. And they will be, eventually. So Paragon is also a torturer. We'll get him back on the front line in due course. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need one more of these warforks or pikes. In the nightmares, this is a fight against Alp. Let's go like this. And this polearm strategy against Alp has proven to be completely effective. Actually, Paragon, you can come in for this one because you're not going to be moving anyway, so the fact that your ankle is hurt doesn't make a bit of difference. Eat in, Ruffle. Hang that fella, yelled at something. Yep, fine. Levitsmere, no. As far as I know, the only thing that procs in this type of mission is the Alp. The key thing for Alp is just to stay together and don't chase them. Going up to the high ground here doesn't even matter because they're just going to stay one square away from us. First time I fight these new Alp, I moved forward and tried to chase them all and it was a disaster. It actually came into melee range, I've never seen that before. And we resisted asleep. Last time I did appear 2 direwolves with the Alps. Okay, that's interesting. I've never had that happen. But if that did happen here for us, that wouldn't be too bad. It's only a couple of direwolves. Don't drop dogs against these things either. It'll just make them move back. Eventually we'll actually give everybody whips. Because if all of these brothers were using whips, then they could all attack in like a 3-tile radius. Good hit. I really preferred the previous version of the Alps. Are they wounded enough? No. Stay put. Oh, you bugger. Hey, 5 left, finally. 4 left. Fuck, I didn't wake up going near. The way that they choose targets is kind of interesting. No, there's only 3 left. Now I can start moving towards them. Why ye got old Alps? I don't know what you mean. This is the new style of Alps that have been changed. Oh, running away, eh? Well, Drita, that's understandable. I mean, for the longest time, I would just avoid fighting Alps, just because it didn't feel like it wasn't worth it. Yes, Hefas, this is a new style. This was updated, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So now, every time you damage any of them, then all of the Alps on the field teleport around you, but they always stay 1 square away. So all you have to do is give everybody, you know, ranged weapons or pikes or long axes, and you just stick together so everyone can wake each other up if they get put to sleep, and they can all attack from range. And as long as you attack from 2 squares, even though they shuffle themselves around, you can keep hitting them every turn, and it's comparatively quite easy. I think it is worth to fight them now. The crafting materials are quite useful. It does mean you do need to stockpile pitchforks and any kind of weapon that can attack over multiple squares. In that fight there, I really should have equipped that whip. The whip would have been better. Well, I wouldn't say they're better, no. I would say that the previous version, where they would summon shadows, I actually thought that was a better design. It just meant that you would have to, with the previous design, you would have to be a bit more careful about when you fight them, and as long as you had the right setup. Like if you had if all of your brothers who fight the old style, if all of your brothers had berserk, then it's a lot easier, because for the old style you really just need to be able to have lots of area of effect, like, you know, those big swinging swords in a way. So that makes more sense because of the nightmare damage. I suppose so, yeah, because they themselves are doing the damage rather than the shadows. But Nixon, what are we going to give you? He's probably going to end up with, let's see, he won't, it doesn't matter, let's just give him whatever will give him the most damage right now. So Spearmaster. So, but you know what, you can, well actually, Fulmac is holding the other flank. Well fought, boys, well fought. Nice, hunt down with terrorizers. Excellent. Wonder if we shouldn't try out a few of these witch hunters. Thing is, they are super expensive. Give us some dire wolves. More webknechts. My renown now should be around 730. We have a little ways yet to go as far as the renown is concerned. Ration, why don't you just use the cleaver? I mean, the militia spear really sucks. But fuck it, use it. Hit points on these lads, that's probably fine. Hell, we just fought a group of 24, now it's only 19. Mute microphone button is not working, I need to... Can't get over the fact that we bought warbows for 2,600 gold. If anything gives us reason to be confident that this background that we've chosen, the Caravan background, is going to be great, it's that. I mean, we're still very much in a phase where we need to spend the money that we make. We desperately need to keep hiring brothers. Hunters in particular, that's going to be an expensive undertaking, getting the hunters we need. And then we're going to have to buy like at least a dozen sets of Saleh helmets and noble mail, and honestly I want the increased inventory size. I want 9 whips in total. I want 9 spears in reserve. Because with the spears we can put down spear walls against certain enemy types, and we can use the whips to hunt Alp. So I was thinking today, another type of build that I want to try and experiment with, but it made me realize and think about just how fucking great this game is and how deep it is with its replayability. And that is, I wanted to make a more like military themed sort of band. So think of the 13th Legion, the peasants. But what I wanted to do was have every single one of the brothers be identical, all of them on the front line, that is. And they would all have shield expert, cleaver mastery, and hammer mastery, and then quick hands. And they would all just, if the enemy has armor, use the warhammer. If it doesn't have armor, go to the cleaver. And then if they are light armor wearers, they could even utilize their quick hands to throw some throwing weapons or use crossbows in certain situations. But never mind, I had a particular group of brothers in mind when I started this campaign, and I want to see it through. I want these brothers to get to their full build. But you know, now isn't the time to be thinking about other builds. The whole point of this campaign was to rush to the super late game, and the setup that I've chosen for them I think is going to be pretty good against the super late game stuff. The only thing I have in the back of my mind is whether the full, you know, shield specialist, let's say professional soldier front line might actually be better against the super late game stuff, because they're going to be so much more defensive orientated. And every time in the history that I've played the game that I've come close to fighting, you know, late game content like orc war bosses or what are they called? Wyverns, lindworms, the guys who have performed the best against the late game stuff has been the guys with the best defense. But we'll see. Ooh, I don't know. Probably one of my torturers who's at the right level. I mean, in the previous season we sent in a torturer and he got owned, but I feel like he could have been a bit stronger. It's going to be one of my guys who's going to be shield specialist, cleaver master, and whip. I might even send, who is it? One of these lads. Here we go, Verondox. Where's Verondox? He was supposed to be a torturer, but I misleveled him and I gave him hammer mastery. But with him, we are just going to experiment. We're going to give him hammer and cleaver mastery and quick hands. He doesn't really have the best melee skill. But I think sending someone who has good defense is pretty important, because you cannot take that many hits against that ice cave guy. He's so dangerous. Well fought, men. Well fought. You are a sword specialist. Oh man, I really want Gungnir to level up. He'll start using one of the warhammers. Ikri. Do I need levels on my polearm lad particularly? I think I might get him to level 7 or 8, because if I give him Nimble and Berserk, then he'll be in a decent position. Do what he needs to do. Thanks, I'll take a check now. Oh, that's cheap. Profit, profit, profit. Hammer. Cleaver. Hammer. Spear. Hammer. Sword. Yeah, that's all right. I just need Gungnir now to level up to take hammer. I thought I had another military pick kicking around here. No. $255 is not bad for tools, but we can get it so much cheaper. At one of these other cities earlier, I actually saw tools for 157 gold. Blew my little mind. What do we got here? Spetum, Shamshir. Always tempting to buy a fighting spear. I feel like fighting spears are always worth the money you spend on them. So are we yet in the position where we are going to start buying Saleh helmets wherever we find them? I think we probably should, because they are so rare and so hard to find. Leather scale? Why not? Where's my number? Number 1 is Emmanuel, number 2 is Gungnir. Well, Emmanuel's... Let's save that money for hiring hunters. $819. Okay, so we've earned like 50 renown in the last 2 or 3 missions. Oh, it's cheap. Don't need any of that stuff. The throwing spear we will take though. Running dog, thanks for the follow, my man. Also, we're getting quite a nice little stock of poisoned oil. I mean, his talents are in the right areas, but I don't need another poacher. I need hunters. Damn it! I've got 2 crap archers. I need 2 absolute top of the pile archers who are going to be just 2, 3, 4. Fuck it. That's enough poisoned oil now. $47, $48. This will be unholds. For the moment, it's just a little too hard. Once we have all 3 or all 4 of our torturers, all with cleaver mastery and all using whips and cleavers, at that point we should be taking on unholds with, well, impunity is not a word I want to use when fighting unholds, but confidently, shall we say. Oh, baby. Crossbow, don't need it. What am I holding on to the swords for? Probably for nothing. The fighting axe is just a great weapon. No one's specialized in axe usage, but we will need these fighting axes. In fact, I'm going to need a stockpile of them eventually for fighting Shret. In the nightmares, no problem. I'm loving all these End the Nightmares and Hunt Down What Terrorizes missions. I feel like Hunt Down What Terrorizes is one of the better early game missions. Because it lets you get crafting components and it's comparatively easier fights. Ooh, this is bandits in... This is bandits in their funny armor. That could be great. Some wolf armor would be wonderful. We're gonna just get unstuck from the map. I have a funny feeling that it's the bandits. So Gungnir, what do I want? I want you to actually use the axe so that you can break shields. Aegis and Ikri are just going to throw nets, keep these guys tied up. Because these nerds are actually pretty damn dangerous. The Warhammers I probably don't want in this fight. I don't want to destroy their armor, I want to dagger them and take the armor. But let's not underestimate these lads, they are dangerous. Anybody on the front line have quick hands yet? No. And it looks like only, well, none of this armor is really worth taking. I'll gladly take that pike though. Shot. So there's basic mail and basic mail with the wolf pelt attachment. That and all of that is not worth daggering. What's that basic mail? That is, no, that's that 90 body armor mail. That's crap. Ikri. Get him, Manuaru. Shot. Yes. Right, so up here is where we need daggers. Don't you dare break that heater shield. Cheeky fucker. That is the 90 body armor. Missed. Love that sound. That's the sound of a nerd getting wrecked. Awesome, pierced leg muscles, good. Fucking die. Fucking shield breaking is pissing me off. Okay, but this is a little awkward. You go ahead and rotate with the ration. Oh, well stabbed, my lad. You can pick up that shield on the next turn. Die. I forgot he could have attacked there. I'm so in the habit of just moving up. What kind of armor is he wearing? I can't see because of Ikri's helmet's in the way. But it's only these two we're going to bother daggering. But you know what? I mean, hell, if I can get that guy, then why not? Get wrecked. Actually, Levitsmere, you're probably fine. Probably. Get in, boys. Don't let that nerd get away. Cat chaser, get him! Good boy! Who's our good boy? Just drop your armor and you can live. Well, that's not true. I'd murder him anyway, but... Oh! And are they trying to flee yet? I don't want my dog to die. Let him go. Awesome. So, 2 basic males with the armor upgrade. So 95 for 8 and 130 for 12. And the pike. Don't worry, we kept the doggo alive. Phew, that was close. So before this fight started, I was talking about why I love those hunt down with terrorizing missions. Here's even more reason. 155. Let's see. 130, 130. This light scale is actually only... It's probably something that a person who's got heavy armor should be wearing. Levitsmere is the other heavy armor lad. Don't tell me you murdered dogs. Horrible. Also, this second pike is pretty big. It's important for us. But I don't even need that. Sell it. It's a pity you can't take that armor attachment off. I think you should be able to. I mean, it's not like IRL. If you put that wolf pelt over a piece of armor, even if you sew it to the armor, it's not like you can't ever take it off without destroying it. I mean, what the hell? Look at that. That's amber shards. Amber shards below cost price. I mean, I get you. I will also, you know, put dogs down as a distraction if I have to, but I'll never be happy about it. hate watching the dogs die. I don't think I need flagellants. I've already got a Bannerman. Athletic and fragile. Yeah. Right, you should all know what you need to do now for Alp. It's odd, in this last session, let's see, we're coming up on an hour now, and all we've fought so far is a couple of raiders, a bunch of Alp, and then we've also fought what terrorizers.
Will you come with me to Camelot?
Go, man. Thanks for the sub, my man. Welcome to Camelot. 'Tis a silly place. Yes, yes. The shaggy dogs are the northern dogs, and they have more hit points and they do more damage, but they are slower. One of the things I really want to get done at some point, hopefully in this campaign, if I can find a kennel master that has decent stats, because I do know that with the kennel master there's an event where a high level kennel master will get you a wolf, like the goblins have. He'll get a wolf to join you. Then you can chuck heavy armor on it, and I think that is the most dangerous dog you can drop. Let's try a slightly different formation here against the Alp. Instead of just lying in a big circle like this, let's try go, well, in two lines. Let's try form an actual circle. And Varwolf ain't gonna do shit here at night. I think it'd be good to have a god talent tree to make them a little less expendable. Oh. A dog, you mean? I don't know. Sounds like the kind of thing that you might find in the Legends mod. I've messed this formation up not terribly. But I kind of think like the fact that they are that expendable is kind of the point of the dogs. So the new season has been a slightly odd one. I do love this background though. The Caravan background is bloody great. It's a lot harder in the early game because you gain renown at half the rate. I mean, we're 120 days in and we haven't even got professional renown yet. But on the plus side, I've never seen prices as low as I have with this background. I keep crapping on about it, but on day 80, we just straight up bought 2 warbows. They were 2,600 gold each. I've never in all my time seen warbows that cheap. And right now, we just bought like 6 stacks of amber for 250 gold each, and that's below cost price. And the prices are only going to get better as we get higher and higher reputation with all the factions. I'm pretty sure it's not as simple as saying, okay, if you think like on the 13th Legion we went, what, 360 something days in? If you consider the total amount of gold we made in 365 days, if you increase that by 20%, you know, then that's what you would get back from this trade discount. I really don't like these new Alp. I think they're even more boring than the previous Alp. I mean, admittedly, I can't imagine that the designers would have expected or wanted the people to fight them like this, but I think this is the way this makes sense. So I believe the sleep can be resisted. Yeah, look, there you go. Onimaru resists the urge to sleep thanks to his resolve. It doesn't give you the numbers, but yes, resolve does help you resist sleep. I do have to admit that I haven't actually tried this technique against larger groups of Alp. But what I do know is every time I've tried to chase the Alp and tried to move up into range, it's been a disaster. Because you move forward, hit one, they all move back. So then you can only like hit once or twice. What's up, Sunny? Ah, you fuck. Sunny, I've not seen you playing with Flux much lately. You've been busy or what? Shot. Cool. One down. Finally. Okay, 2 left. Now move towards them, boys. Fucking get them. I agree completely, the 029, but again, in the defense of the developers, I can't imagine they expected or intended that the Alp get fought like this, but this is what the player base will always do. They'll take a mechanic and then just figure out the best way to play against it. At least with the previous Alps, you had to calculate how many brothers you would have to send in each group to go after the Alp. Now it's just stick together and grind them down slowly and boringly. Get him, Jaeger. Shot. But as you can see, trying to chase these things is just absolute AIDS. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Hey! You wager the men have earned themselves a good rest and take a break in Krumvada. The men spend the nap in slumbers so deep they might as well be dead. Awakening, the men stretch and yawn. Not a one has a dream or nightmares to speak of. The snooze but a brief touch of oblivion, and a much needed one at that. I forgot that you can occasionally get that morale buff from completing that type of mission. Fatigue. Warhammer user. Bam. I think we're going to go buy him a pick or a Warhammer. Such a good map. Love this map. Uh, 320 we can get more. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150. 1,000 gold for leather scale. That is cheap. Gimme. Yes, actually. To the west, there's a village that produces dyes. And I've managed to get those dyes for as cheap as like 350. Then there's 2 cities that produce copper ingots on this map. That's really great. And then Blankenstadt is where I started. And they give great prices for everything except amber. How many nets we have? 1, 2, 3 nets. Gamblers are interesting backgrounds, but really not great. That's an interesting spread of stats, but he's not going to have any sort of fatigue or hit points. But gamblers, let's see what gamblers get with respect to their stat ranges. I suspect he won't go even higher than like 47. Backgrounds. Gambler, 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 gambler. So the gambler, 48 to 58. This their fatigue is crap. Resolve is good. Initiative is good. 47 to 57. That's okay. But I don't think I actually need another frontline lad. I've got all my frontline boys. Right, where's my builds? All we need is a polearm user and 2 archers. So he might be a decent polearm guy. Why not? 56, a star and a star. Yeah, fine. Okay, good. And I've never really had polearm users. I mean, I've never really used the gambler very much. It'll be interesting to see what kind of events he procs. This is a number 14. Number 14, he's going to wear light armor. Light armor, polearm. The name list. We did page 2 last time, so we'll do a page 3 name. On to page 3. Number 97, MK2. Nice. So, all I have to do now is get rid of... Oh, that's a good point. His resolve won't need leveling. So we just need to let Tobert and Fulmac take an honourable and well-deserved retirement, and then get 2 archers, and we've got the full roster of all the lads. At that point, all we're doing then is getting to a point where we're stabilizing, and then we can start hiring elite and replacing existing boys. What a nice surprise. Yeah, you're quite right about his resolve. Doesn't even need points, and he costs 8 gold a day, so... escort to Bockhorn, fine. Deliver to Alpsstadt. Let's take the delivery to Alpsstadt. Hello, first Obervalheim. God. It's getting quite green around here, boys. Ooh, only one marksman, a bunch of thugs, and a leader. We'll fight these nerds at night. Just a word of advice to you lads. Don't ever fight against marksmen in a forest. They hide behind trees and they become damn near impossible to hit. Should we fight them in the bog? No, let's chase them until they're out of the swamp. Fighting in a swamp is just AIDS. Ooh, a Danax. Hello. What's he got? He's got leather armor. I'd love to get my hands on that. You frontline boys don't even need to move. Don't shoot that. I don't want you damaging that dude's armor. He's precious. Oh, come on, not this shit again. Come towards us, you nerd. Nerd raiders. Ah, there we go. So, it's been a while actually since I've done the fatigued armor calculations, but for light armor, noble mail is the best light armor. We're talking non-legendary, of course. Noble mail for light armor, and for a helmet is a Saleh helmet. For heavy, I think scale mail is still the best fatigue for armor points. But then, if you can take the spider and Alp, you know, that's that attachment that makes it lighter, then just full plate mail is great. But really, yeah, you kind of have to hope that you're going to get your hands on some legendary. In the previous campaign, we were able to get something toad armor, which was light armor, 188 body armor for, I think it was 14 fatigue. And then I put lindworm attachment, making it 188 plus 30. So what, 213 for 14 fatigue, which is just incredible. I'm loving these hammers. Yes, murder, death. I actually need that pick, funnily enough. Oh, whoopsie, he hasn't broken yet. Hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Just kill him. Don't bother daggering him. We've got enough of that armor. What I do actually need is I need bags and belts on my archers so that we can get some nets. Like, I really needed the nets here. No! Don't ruin his armor! If I can get that leather scale and that pick, I'm going to be very happy. Yes, excellent. Now all my hammer users have at least a pick that they can use. we've ruined his armor. Oh, I didn't mean to click on it's over. Fuck's sake, Stobbie. Well, we got those military picks, so... worth... And long axes are always useful. Right, quick weapon check. Correct. Hammer, hammer, correct. Cleaver, hammer, spear, hammer, and sword. What are we doing? We're delivering cargo. Alpstat. And hopefully when we get to Alpstat we'll get given a decent price for all of the amber we're carrying. At this point, if there's no leader with a group of bandits, I'm not going to bother. Oh, that's good profit. Bought for 250, selling for 390. Yes, please. Seven, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we need a total of 12 long-range weapons. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13. So 2 of these pitchforks can now be sold. Yeah, it's interesting, Shiny. Like, I mean, I agree. It would be nice to have your bannerman be more than just a walking raise morale guy. But my bannerman, I tend, even if they don't have much points in range skill, once they have quick hands and bags and belts, I give them a crossbow anyway. The 13th Legion playthrough really brought home how you absolutely can have guys use crossbows even if they have around 40 accuracy. It's amazing how often it hits. And you've sunk no points into it and it's just like bonus damage that you wouldn't be getting otherwise. Well, think about that. That's not great pay. Donnerstad, northwest. I don't want to go further north. We are only after archers now, aren't we? I said, right, hang on, I need to update my list. I've got my polearm lad. He's MK2. Who's number 15? I've got number 15 here somewhere. Goliath. He's a reserve hammer raider. Yeah, we're just saving up money to buy hunters at this point. And 2 more warbows. It's going to be so glorious once we have all 4 of our fully leveled archers. And we're fighting enemy raiders. We'll just be ripping them apart. Sweet. Come to an old man standing in the middle of the road, his body learned. Travel safely, old man. Orcs! Run away bravely, boys. I think we're fine for dogs, no need. Ooh, a hedge knight. That's actually not worth the risk. There's a lot of marksmen. Hedge knights have serious ability to one-shot some of your guys. I've only got 2 lads who wear heavy armor. I've already got 1 set of decent heavy armor. Again, if I had my full archery, full battery of archers up and going, then that would be probably worth the risk. Secure the ruined goat pens. Accept. No. I am gonna have to start squashing greenskins at some point. A marksman. And a few poachers in a daytime fight. This is gonna suck. We're gonna have to run towards them. Okay, maybe not. Excellent. Excellent, yes. Oh, got that wrong. Damn. Nice armor, you nerd. Ooh. Shot werewolf. Yes, the O2, you quite right. Donnerstad, I believe it's called, all the way down to the southwest. Fuck's sake, we'll work our way down there. Oh, the old headshot! Headshot-arino. You know, for the longest time, I maintained that the most satisfying sound effect, weapon sound effect in the game was the two-handed mace with its thick crunch when you smack into someone. But that delicious slicing sound from the cleaver is really growing on me. Right, let him go. I'm not going to bother chasing marksmen. All that'll happen is we'll get into melee contact and they will double dagger and hurt someone. Are they not fleeing? Okay. Have it your way, marksman. Have it your way. Disgusting little nerds. Hot dog eating nerds. To borrow Sips's analogy. Hot dog juice drinking nerds. Lol. He's like running around in a circle. I'm panicking! Easy. Another pike. Awesome. And slowly but surely, number 5, Paragon, the pitchforks are turning into pikes and the militia spears are turning into boar spears. Of you reserve lads, let's get you into your number order so I know from left to right. Who is next to get some action? Look at that, 20 melee defense and 72 melee offense at level 5. And his resolve is sorted at level 5. It's very encouraging signs. And he's bloodthirsty. If the weapon allows, can someone just check if Warhammers actually have fatalities? I think they do. I think you get like a splattered head, the fatality. They just level 5 Warhammer user. Wait, hang on, where's my build? That's right. So raiders go student, gifted, rotation, recover, weapon spec, nimble. Okay, yeah. Once he has nimble, he'll go to the front line. All of my cleaver lads actually using cleavers at this point. I need to have 3 torturers on the front line. Where are they? I only see 1. I see Ration. 1, 2, 3. That's my 4 Warhammer lads. And we've got 1 torturer there. I've got the 2 tanks that need to come out of the formation eventually. I've got another Warhammer, but he's actually a replacement Warhammer. So Paragon is the 2nd Warhammer torturer. And there's Puminus Tristus. But I am confused. Let's see, Torturer, Verondox. Oh yes, that's right. Verondox is technically a Torturer lad as well. He'll be getting Cleaver Mastery at the next level. Yeah, so then my Torturers are Ration, Verondox, and Paragon. Front 4 Warhammers are Gungnir, Emmanuel. Should be 8 and 9. 6 and 7. Aegis and Levitsmere. There's Levitsmere. Where's Aegis? Did Aegis die? I think he might have done. Kunald and Nyx. I think I've lost a brother. Aegis was bottom left. Ah, yes. Okay, so I've misnamed. Oh, right. So, wait. Goliath is 15. Aegis is actually... Wait. He's a Hammer Raider. No, wait. Hang on. Paragon. Sorry. I'm so confused now. Hang on. Aegis is supposed to be number 6, not number 15. Goliath is 15. He's technically the reserve Warhammer guy. And Pumilis Tristus is the reserve torturer. And then MK2 is a polearm lad. Ikri and Mark II are my 2 polearm lads. I think actually the polearm boys, let's keep them together. Right, okay, good. This is pretty much the 1 to 12, or it will be once we get 2 more archers. Right. I'm melting my own brain. I need a cup of tea. I'll leave the 2 polearm boys here so I know that if I have a battle where I don't want archers, the polearm lads just slot in instead of the 2 archers. It's the presence of Tobit and Fulmac that's messing me up. But eventually, once Paragon and Aegis hit level 7 each, then these 2 can enjoy retirement. And then things become a lot simpler to manage. Do we all have shields on the back line? Yes, we do. See? 234 is cheap. Indeed, Sanshoba, I told you I was going to be powering through. And that's what we're seeing here now. Powering through these days. Don't need that or that. Honestly, do I even need these Scremisci? I do, yes, I do need them. 7. Okay, that's been an hour and a half. I hereby declare a tea break. Ugh.